Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today we are doing my second Shop My Stash, which I actually filmed a few days ago, but I'm only getting around to doing the intro today and editing it. There's a lot of olive going on in this intro. I was sort of kicked out of my normal filming spot. So yeah, here we are. Anyway, I have been loving doing these Shop My Stashes, I must say. And the reason I do them is not so much so that I don't buy makeup, even though that is of course something I don't do, and I don't, promote like mindless consumerism of makeup and all that stuff, but I mainly do it because I just like to rotate through my collection, making sure I'm taking advantage of all the makeup products that I have and see different ways to use it, because I think we get in these habits and these ruts and we just tend to forget sometimes. If you have a lot of makeup like I do, you can forget how certain makeup looks on you, if you even like it anymore, all that stuff. So this definitely helps with that. So without further ado, let's go and see what I picked out this time for my makeup. Ooh, and also don't forget to like and subscribe. That really helps my channel out a lot, helps me out a lot, gives me that dopamine hit. No, I'm just kidding. It really does help me understand you guys and more of what you want to see. Leave a comment below if you feel drawn to do so. I always love seeing comments and hearing from you guys. So yeah, definitely do that. So let's go see what I picked out. My trusty old eyeshadows. I did not pull out too many bright colors last time, so I definitely want to try that now because it is summer. So now's as good a time as any for that. So let's see. Looking at this right here, I am tempted to declutter this because it's so bulky. I got it free, like with one of my e.l.f. orders. They just kind of threw it in there. I swear they're just trying to get rid of inventory at that point. So they're just like, here's a free eyeshadow. But I do want to play around with these purples a little bit. Maybe see if I can use this with an eyeliner or something and just overall see how I use this. And who knows, I might declutter it after playing around with it for the next few weeks. So we'll bring this in. I do have some mixed pencils here that are interesting that I never really get enough use out of, but I don't think I want to play with the white one because I use that enough. I know how it goes. But with these, I might pull in maybe, I don't want to pull in all three, but I'm thinking here. Maybe I'll do the green one and see how I do with that. This is such a strange color. Like, it's not strange, it's a pretty color, but it's not a color I wear a lot. So we'll play around with that for a little bit and see how I feel. So I'll pull that aside. What else? Okay, so again, I said I wanted to play around with bright colors, so I'm gonna pull out this the Take Me Back to Brazil palette, and this has all of these bright colors. So there's a whole bunch I can choose from. I want to play around with these blue ones a little bit, so maybe I'll pull it out for this, and maybe even some on here. We'll see how I feel and what colors end up getting played with. Sometimes when I pull out a full palette like this, I'm not sure what colors to concentrate on, and I don't want to stick with the same ones I always do. Like, I used these greens recently in a Get Ready With Me video, so maybe I'll play around with the pink side or like this side. I'm not really quite sure. There's a lot of options here, so I'll pull this guy in. And I also like to bring in some like browns and neutral natural shades as well, so I have those to play with. So let's take a look in these sections. I used ColourPop recently, so I'm good with that. I tried to depot this, and this is what ended up happening. This is why I don't like depotting things. Some singles just don't play well with that. So okay, I'm gonna pull in these two e.l.f. shades because I know I really like this shade a lot. It's really pretty. It's like I wish I could swatch it for you, but I only have one hand. But it's just a nice golden type of, not copper, but golden tan type of shade. I think I tried to swatch this once and it was really hard to get any color payoff at all. Like it's like almost like a dead shadow, but we'll see. We'll play around with it and see. That's why we do these things, so we can figure it out if they're worth keeping or not. So gonna bring this in too. So far I have these guys. Do I want to add anything else in? I think I'm just gonna keep it with these for now. I think that's plenty to hold me over for the next 2-3 weeks or so. And then I also have my Project Pan shadows, so I will be using those as well to mix in here. Okay, sorry for the lighting not being the best. This is just a weird, awkward little corner where I don't get any actual light, and I didn't want to flash my cell phone light on it because then it looks really washed out. But here are my lip glosses that I keep, and I think I'm gonna pull in this Color Jolt lip gloss. This is the shade Stripped Down that I've had for a while. I'm on the fence if I really like this or not, so I think sometimes I like it, other times I'm like, it's okay, but we're gonna play around with this week. And I'm gonna pull in one of these MAC lip glosses. This is the shade Viva Glam 6, which you can't see on the bottom there, but I had this in a declutter video. I retrieved it. I don't do that a lot, so don't think, I said that the last time. I don't really like to, you know, pull things back out of my declutter pile. I usually do end up getting rid of everything, but this one kind of made it through. So I'm gonna pull in these two, and I'm actually gonna pull in this brighter one, which I also said I was going to declutter. Hopefully, maybe falling in love with them again, or just decluttering them, or who knows what, but we'll see how these go over the next couple weeks. All right, now for my blushes, I am going to start at the top here and see, I have my Milani ones. I don't think I'm gonna pull any of these in. These are a little bit darker, so I think for the summer, I kind of like to go a little bit lighter, not as dramatic, but I do wanna test these out soon eventually just to see how they look on me. So I'm gonna just skip over this tray. Here I finally cleaned off my NARS one with some alcohol and some oil, and was able to get most of that sticky gross stuff off. But I'm gonna pull in this one. This is Orgasm, and I can never make up my mind if I like this or not, because I feel like it doesn't really turn up on me that much, and if it does turn up on me, it's like not that great that I can remember, but I want to try it and play around with it. So I'll pull this one in. With these three NYX ones, I am seriously trying to decide if I want to hold on to them, maybe pull them in next time. Down here, I have some MAC blushes. These are it's called the Mineralized Blush Duos. This one is an Earth to Earth, and this one is called Hot Planet. Now these two I used to really love. I used to wear these more during like special occasions, but I find that when you do that, you barely get use out of them. So I'm gonna pull out the Hot Planet one and see how they translate to everyday life. It's been a while since I've used this. So yeah, these blend together so beautifully. They really give, for my skin tone, like a nice, like glowy, like a little bit deeper than peach, but like just so pretty. So I'm gonna pull this one in. And I also want to play around with these two. I'm not going to bring both of these in, but these Mega Glows are so old. I don't know. They might make these still, but just in a way different packaging. These are just, I've had these forever. So I need to make up my mind if I like these or not. I'm going to pull in Strike a Pose Rose. I think that will cover me for blushes over the next few weeks. These three are bronzers, and this down here is like extra powders and extra stuff. But let's go through. This is the Too Faced Best Wishes and Sweet Kisses palette. It's like a holiday type of one, and I consider this like just mainly bronzer because I don't really use these three. These are also in the chocolate bar palette, so I don't really get much use out of these three because I have the chocolate bar palette. But this is the Chocolate Soleil bronzer, and the other one is the Snow Bunny. They say Snow Bunny bronzer, but I feel like it's almost like a topper or like highlight sort of, but just with this darker strip, so they're calling it a bronzer. I don't know, but I do like this a lot. I use this the most out of this entire thing. So I'll try to pull in this guy and see how much use I can get out of this, even though I don't love that it's in this huge container right now. I'm just gonna use it for this bronzer, so I'll pull that in. And I'm actually, this is filthy. I really need to clean my makeup off. I'm going to pull in this contour stick. This is very old. This is the Sonia Kashuk. There was a contour highlight duo, and I have the highlight stick in my collection over there, but I'm going to pull this out and use this. This is a cream bronzer. It looks really nice on the skin. Yeah, it looks like this, and it's really pretty. I use a sponge to apply this sometimes, or a brush, but I really do like this, even though it's all old and whatever. I do need to clean it off, but I'll bring this guy in. I'm gonna pull in this Yvonne loose powder. I haven't used this in a while, and I feel like it's just getting older sitting around, so I want to pull this guy in. And I also want to pull in this Yvonne powder right here. This is the same exact powder as another one that I have, but this is a little bit warmer and good for summer, so I'll pull this powder in as well. For my eyeliners, mascaras and brow products. I do want to make a point to use my brighter colors because, again, summer is the time that I typically like to use this type of stuff, more so than like fall or winter. So I'm going to pull in this one, and I actually have a green eyeliner. Oh, there, perfect. The Yvonne one. This one is in the shade Emerald, and I don't use this really much at all, so I'm going to pull this eyeliner in, and I'm also going to pull in this Urban Decay one. This is the 24/7 Glide On Eye Pencil in this shade Covet, so we'll pull these two in. For mascaras, I only have 4 mascaras, and I'm using a sample right now, which I do want to continue to use. I kind of like use everything interchangeably, so I'm not going to like make a point to bring another one in. There's only 4, so I'm going to keep the one that I have, the Lancome one, the Monsieur Big mascara I was using. I'm going to keep that, and then just kind of whatever I feel like using, I'll just pull it in, and like no big deal. I'm not going to make an official like this is the only one I'm using. Just going to use whatever I feel like it for that. So I think for brows, honestly, I rotate between these 3. Again, I need to clean these off. I'm tired of saying that, but it's true. I rotate between the Dip Brow Pomade in Chocolate, the NYX eyebrow cake powder, and this guy I just use whenever I feel like combing up my brows or having a really casual type of brow. And I also have this Anastasia clear brow gel, which I also like to use. So maybe I'll pull this out and make sure I get some use out of that, because I haven't really been reaching for this too much the past few weeks, so I'll put that in. I also have the Anastasia Brow Wiz as well, which is almost finished, so I'll probably just try to finish this up and bring this in and just focus on having these 2 for my brow products. Yes, there's a Sharpie in here. I use this for like project pans and stuff, so I'll just keep that hanging out. All right, so for lipsticks and lip pencils, here's my little tower. Usually for this time of the year, I like to focus on like these top 2 because it's like nude colors and like brighter colors, which fit in well with the summer. So let's go see what we can pull out from this tray here. Okay, so out of this one, I think I'm gonna pull out a lip pencil. It's a NYX lip liner in the color Bloom. It's kind of like a magenta type of shade. I really need to sharpen this, but yeah, it's pretty. I just need to use it more. So I'll pull out this guy, and I'll also pull out the NYX matte lipstick in the shade Sweet Pink. I'm gonna pull these 2 out to use, so that will cover my pinks and brights. And this top one right here, I'm going to pull out. This is almost finished, I feel like, but I love this. This is NYX Abu-Dhabi. Very pretty shade, always looks good on. I love this, and I'll probably repurchase this if I run out, but I'm gonna pull this one out. That'll be one of my neutral colors that I keep on my dresser. And what other color? I kind of want to use this oak pencil. It's fine as a lip liner, which is what it is, but as a lip color, it's a little drying. But I think if I like, you know, put a little base gloss or something, or base lip product, it should be okay. But we just want to get some use out of this. It's just, there's a lot left of it, clearly. And yeah, I will pull in these 2 like nude on me type of colors. So here are all the products I picked out to use over the next 2-3 weeks. We're just going to incorporate that and take out all the old Shop My Stash stuff. Some Shop My Stash stuff from last time I decided to keep in because I love them. Like, for example, this MAC highlighter I'm obsessed with. I'm also going to keep in this liner as well because this is also one of my favorites. So that's gonna stay, as well as this mascara, which I will rotate around with the other mascara. Let's just get started clearing things out and putting things in. It was like a puzzle trying to see how everything fits in here. This is the only under eye concealer I have. It is the Wet n Wild concealer in the shade Light. And also going to bring in these 2 concealers as well, so I use them. Okay, I'm going to pull out these lip glosses, which I used this last time, as well as this lipstick I'm pulling out and replacing those. But yeah, these 2 are project pans, so those always stay there. I got a lot of lip products. Yeah, that's a lot. I'll put my brow products on this tray with my eyeliners. I'm gonna pull out this one from last time. This was really fun to use, but we're gonna put it away for now and put in the Take Me Back to Brazil palette. I'll put that right there. All right, so I'm gonna take out these 2 blushes that I was using pretty faithfully and replace it with the Wet n Wild and the MAC Hot Planet. I do love this. This is a great powder. I've enjoyed using this so much, but I'm going to put the other two in just again so I make sure that I use the other one. Okay, yeah, perfect. I have these two powders, these blushes, perfect. That's good to go. This bronzer palette, if you will, I'm going to put right here. And take this guy out, the Makeup Revolution. Oh, I forgot, I also have the NARS blush. That'll go right in there too. Whoops, almost forgot to put this in. There you go. Oh, I also wanted to bring in this Mac eyeshadow in the shade Idle Eyes. This was my very first Mac eyeshadow, and I was going to declutter this or had it pulled aside for a while because I wasn't really sure. I wasn't really using it, so I figured this would be a cool time to play around with it. So we'll add that to the mix. About foundations, I rotate through these pretty well. I was using the Clinique one, so I'm probably going to keep using this, and also this L'Oreal Infallible Pro Glow, and even mix it with like my Shiseido one or my e.l.f. one. It's the e.l.f. Flawless Satin Foundation, which I really like, just to get the shade more matched to me. So those are the foundations I'm going to use. It's just, I rotate through these pretty well, but I just want to show you the different ones, and I'm probably going to focus more on, like, again, the Clinique one and this one. But yeah, I have this Ulta Liquid Illumination Starlight bronzer. Well, it's golden. This is the Mary Luminizer highlighter that I want to pull in, which is pretty much the same shade as this MAC one, but this is just like the powder form, I guess, like a yellowy golden highlight, like light pale gold highlight. Yeah, so these three will be the highlighters that I use, and I'll keep this guy tucked in here, Luminizer right on top there, and the MAC one, maybe I'll place that right back over there. So yes. All right, guys, that just about wraps up my Shop My Stash this time. So definitely give this a like, a subscribe, comment down below, all that good stuff. I will see you in the next video. Bye, guys.